Chapter 6. If trouble is supposed to come in threes, then I'm way overdue for it to stop. Threats from Charlie and the gang, insults from the girls, stupid tough guy stuff from Nick and Justin, lovey-dovey BS from Sherry and Steve, and Mom and Dad are talking to the whole village. Steve and Sherry are the biggest news in a long time. Then there's Radon. She watches me like she's hunting. She shows up when I'm not expecting and quietly keeps her eye on me. When she says hi, my stomach feels like I've swallowed an orange. When she's not around, I think about her eyes and her lips, and that's not all. On the bus on Friday afternoon, I keep my head down. It's a long shot, but I'm thinking that with any luck, I can get through the weekend without all hell breaking loose. Vinny, how does tonight sound? At the river? Under the bridge? Be there. It's Charlie. The bus stops and the Indians head down the stairs. If you're not there, Vinny, he says, we'll come and find you, and it'll be worse. Steve stands up as if it's the first he's heard of their threats and says, leave him alone, Charlie. Hey, man, says Charlie, this ain't got nothing to do with you, bro. This is between me and him. No, it's not, Steve says. It's about me and Sherry, so leave it alone. Charlie stands up next to Steve. He only reaches his brother's shoulder, but he's built like a linebacker. You can have your white chick, but this idiot's not going to push us around. That's my business. Steve sits down and says, I'm telling you, Charlie, leave him alone. Tonight, Charlie ignores Steve and shouts, be there or else, Vinny. 8:30. We'll be there, says Nick. Justin spurts out of his seat. We're ready for you, morons. Shut up, I say. They're not after you guys. The bus takes off with Steve and Radon still in their seats. She's waiting when I get off the bus. Don't go down to the river, she says. Stay home. They won't come looking for you if you stay in your village. We're not afraid of those morons, says Justin. We'll be there. She ignores him, looks me in the eye and says, I mean it, Vince. Don't go down there. She turns to Justin and says, you're a bit of a moron yourself, and if you know what's good for you, you'll stay home too. He lunges toward her and I pull him back. Come on, I say, leave her alone. What's with you these days, Vince, says Nick. Does that girl have something on you? You're reacting like a loser. And Radon disappears. At 6:30, Justin and Nick bang on the basement door. They barge past me and into my room. Hey man, we got a 26er of Canadian Club for Nick's place, says Justin. He pulls a bottle out from under his coat, cracks it open and chugs. Have some, Vince. You're going to need it for tonight. I hold up my hand and I say, I pass, man. I'm not going tonight. No way. You can't not show. They'll come looking for you, says Nick. Then they'll have to find me here. I'm not going, I say. I surprise myself by how sure I am. If this had happened a few weeks ago, I would have drunk the bottle, drowned a few beer, and been waiting at the river for those idiots to arrive. I would have made sure all the white boys in the village were there as well. But that was before I became a world-class weakling. It wasn't Charlie's threats that changed everything. It was those girls and all their stupid comments. They crawled under my skin and sucked out all my confidence. Chicken legs, you need to be plucked. Forget being the hoop hero or Mr. Basketball. I'm a real coward. And that's not all that's changing. For one thing, I just don't care about Steve and Sherry like I used to. A new improved Sherry looks good, but she's a hag. I sort of feel sorry for Steve. He's got himself into a hell of a mess, and he just doesn't know it yet. The other thing is Radon. When I'm not obsessing over getting killed, I'm obsessing about her. If she's going to be down at the river, there's no way I'm going to get massacred in front of her. I'd rather be called a wimp. Nick grabs my jacket and throws it at me. Come on, let's go, he says. If we get there early, we can figure out a strategy. I toss my jacket back. I said I'm not going. We aren't going to win, guys. There will be at least 10 of them and 3 of us. What's with you, man, says Justin. You're the basketball star. You're the man. Since one of a bunch of Indians freaked you out. Since I don't want to get killed. Whatever, man, says Nick. We can take them. Let's go down there and work it out. They'll arrive half cut and we'll be ready for them. Forget it, I say. You're already half cut, and we aren't ever going to be ready for them. They play rugby, remember? We play basketball. Strategy isn't going to do us any good tonight. Nick and Justin pass the bottle back and forth a few more times until they empty it. You sure, Nick says. Yeah, I'm sure. And the drunker they get, the surer I become. Justin rolls off the bed and leans against the wall. No problem, Vinny. We'll take care of them. When they finally stagger out of the basement door, I lock it behind them. I realize that I used to be that stupid. The empty feeling in the house creeps me out. It's like I'm 10 years old and wish Mom and Dad were home. I take the stairs 2 at a time, lock the front door, and close the windows. When I get back to my room, I lock the door, shut the window, and flop on my bed. I grab the controllers to the video game and gawk at the screen. My plan is to keep my eyes on the game until the flashing and buzzing and popping numbs my brain. It works, and pretty soon the only thing left in my head is Radon. I can see her crouching behind the bushes near the bridge. She's probably waiting to see if I'm stupid enough to show up.